Good evening, citizens of Opium. My name is Sidney Johnson from the Scorpion Network Nightly News. Now we're going to turn to Abby Karlowski for an
Today
interview
I
with
will be
Celia.
interviewing an insider from the big house. Celia has raised Matt all of his life. Matt is a clone. Let's hear what she has to say. How do you feel about raising Matt, a clone, all of his life?
Well, I mean, he's a normal kid. He is a clone, but I didn't treat him any differently because he didn't know that there was anything wrong with him. He's just as smart as anyone else. In fact, he's much smarter than many other people. But he should be treated with more respect than other people gave him. But I gave him that respect.
So it seems to me like you're a motherly figure to Matt.
Well, yes. I mean, he didn't have one. As we all know, clones are birthed from cows, so they don't really have a mother. And whoever they were the clone of, I mean, that's the real person, as people consider. So I took care of him.
Do you appreciate all the charm making him a clone?
I mean, it gave me a chance to get to know Matt and raise him as a child, but I do feel like it put Matt in a hard position because people treat him badly, and he didn't understand it most of his life, but now he's come to be used to that.
Did Matt have any odd things about him, like learning disabilities? Did he smell weird?
No, he smells like any average kid who, I mean, that's not the best smell in the world, but I've cleaned up after these kids in the big house for so long that it doesn't matter to me. As far as learning disabilities, as I said, he's smarter than many of the average people, and I feel like he, I mean, he didn't do anything weird. He was just a kid, just as curious as anyone else. More polite because he was raised by me. And so, nothing wrong.
But, I mean, a cow. Isn't that a little weird for you?
No, I mean, it was weird at first because of all the things I've been hearing about clones, but once you get to know Matt, he's just as humane as any other person. He's caring and lovable, and if you take the time to get to know him, he's just your average kid.
What about other clones? Have you met any others?
Yes, and at birth, they had the chips put in their heads that made them Egypts. So they shouldn't be compared to Matt because he has a developed brain and he's developed it his whole life. So, I mean, you can't really compare because they're two different situations. One has been allowed to develop themselves and the other has been just told what to do and just there for spare organs.
Is there any more comments you would like to make?
Lay off.
All right, well that wraps it up for today's interview with Celia. Thank you for sharing your time with me.
Thank you, Abby Karlowski. Now we're going to turn to Cuz Champel.
Gossip with Claire.
So for today's topics, we have El Patron's birthday. And this was quite a bash. We had presents, as usual. El Patron is known for his many presents. McGregor was there. They're old friends. They were very cute sitting together in their wheelchairs. And Matt was there. This caused quite some things to go down. Well, Matt was being shy, as usual, until El Patron called him over, and then things started to get out of hand. Matt started to get a little cocky and asked Maria Mendoza to kiss him. Maria was quite frightened by the prospect of having to kiss a clone, as was her father. She wanted to refuse, but she was still forced to do it. She ran away in tears afterwards, and Mr. Mendoza was very frightened at the idea that the clone was interested in his daughter. After all, I mean, clones are just disgusting creatures. So, all in all, the birthday bash went out with a bang. Next on our topic is the death of Maria Mendoza's dog, Furball. It is rumored that the death was by Matt, which I believe that it was him. After all, he was one who kidnapped the dog from Maria's room and put him in a bag and brought him out to the house out beside the pond. The dog was found dead in there with a bottle of tranquilizers next to it. The bottle was empty and the dog was dead. It is also rumored that Tom, this rumor comes from Matt, of course, Tom, the son of Felicia, was said to kill the dog. Now, Tom is the sweetest boy you'll ever meet, and I highly doubt that he would do such a horrible thing. I mean, after all, this leads us to our next topic. Tom and Maria are rumored to be a couple. Now, I have my co-worker, Abby, here to discuss this topic. Now, Abby, how do you feel about the prospect of Maria and Tom as a couple?
Maria and Tom. Well, Tom's very attractive, I must say. He has a thing about him. His fiery red hair, it's just that energy about him. But I'm not
He's adorable. I mean, I think they're very adorable together. I mean, they're young and they've known each other quite a long time.
I don't know. Maria doesn't seem fully okay with Tom. Something about her is kind of uneasy.
Well, she hangs out with a clone. There's something wrong with her.
The clone.
Ugh. I don't see why her father allows that.
I know. I mean, there must be a reason, though.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I mean, he killed her dog. He made her kiss him. And he's a clone. I mean, there's just so many things wrong with that.
But maybe there is something nice about him. You never know. I mean, I've never met a clone, but maybe Tom is a little bit meaner than we expected.
I don't know. We'll just see how things turn out. Thank you for watching Gossip.
Now we're going to take a short commercial break.
Family Incorporated, Clone Be Gone. It gets rid of even your peskiest clones. All you have to do is shake well, aim, and spray. It's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And it even comes in minty sparkle scented.
Burning,
Side effects include
loss of clone, itching, jock itch, sudden death, bladder failure, loss of hair, and puking. Ingredients: orphan tears, horse vomit, Voldemort's nose, death, and sadness.
To order your own Clone Be Gone, call this number.
666-6666.
And you can have your own Clone Be Gone. It gets rid of every clone, even the stupidest ones you could ever find, for example.
Customer using the product in action. Clone Be Gone!
We're back on the Scorpion Network's Nightly News. Now we're going to turn to Abby Karlovsky with another interview, this time with Matt, the clone.
This is Amy Pond interviewing a clone, specifically El Patron's clone. How does it feel to be the only smart clone?
It was weird at first, but I've gotten used to it. Though still feel like an outcast.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, you're a clone. Is there any time that you have felt alone and sad?
I always have Sylvia, my caretaker, that is there for me. Also my bodyguard, Tom Lynn, and we get along really well. Maria is somewhat a friend of mine, but she's not allowed to be friends with me.
Speaking of Maria, I've heard from sources that you two might have a bit of a romance. Is this a rumor true?
I'd rather not answer.
Okay. Have you ever met any other clones in your life?
I have. It was strange, to say the least.
Okay. Well, that sums it up for today.
Now
Thanks
we
for
turn to
watching.
Amy Pond doing a report on the Egypts and their roles in
Hello, this is Rose Tyler, and today I will be teaching you about Egypts. Egypts are people who have attempted to cross the border or have done wrong in opium. They had a chip placed in their brain so that they were wiped of emotion. They were pretty much an empty being. It's like a robot, but the actual human being that can still die and age. And Egypts do whatever they're told. They have no emotion or free will. They are the workforce in opium. They harvest the crops and many other things. They are servants. They are everything that we need. And now we will show you an Egypt. Hello.
Hi.
Can you go get me a horse?
Yes.
Now stop. Now go. Stop. Now come back. Stop. Thank you. And that is how Egypt works. They do whatever they're told, and they have no idea what they're doing. If I told him to walk into that red thing, he would walk into that red thing. Walk into that red thing. Stop. So that is my segment on Egypt. This is Rose Tyler for Scorpion Network Nightly News.
And now we're going to take another commercial break.
Does your unicorn seem to be missing the rest of its body?
Breaking news. Matt, El Patron's clone, has run away and El Patron is dead. We will now take you to the field with Rose Tyler for an insider
This is
report.
Rose Tyler with breaking news about the big house. Matt has made another escape attempt, but this time he was caught by Steven, who was recently married, in a hovercraft. Matt was with Maria Mendoza, who was reportedly a hostage. Steven took Matt to the hospital where El Patron was because he had had a heart attack. El Patron needed a heart transplant, but because Matt was poisoned with arsenic, El Patron could not use the heart. El Patron is now dead, and Matt has been sentenced to death. Tam Lin, who is El Patron's bodyguard, has taken Matt to the Egypt fields to kill him.
Thank you for watching the Scorpion Network Nightly News. Now we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.